Tony Varner, a friend, a father, a companion, was seriously injured and suffered brain damage due to an automobile accident on December 14th of 1998. Tony was not wearing his seatbelt. Tony had had his driver's license for 15 plus years. He had never had an accident. He never wore a seatbelt, nor did he encourage others to wear theirs when riding with him. That suddenly changed after December of 1998. Tony Varner, my uncle, seriously injured, and he suffered from permanent brain damage that could have been prevented if he'd simply been wearing his seatbelt. Riding down the road and just simply forgetting to wear your seatbelt and to fasten your seatbelt, or simply choosing comfort over buckling up, can easily end in a moment's time violently. Accidents are going to happen. Accidents are going to happen sometime or another. When they do occur, we must be ready. We must buckle up, for it is the only thing that's going to stop something bad from happening. So today, I would like to give you some information about the following: injuries and accidents with people wearing seatbelts versus injuries with people not wearing seatbelts. Seatbelts are designed to keep your body from exiting a vehicle when in an accident, and seatbelts can save lives. Automobile injuries are serious and sometimes fatal. Do you know someone that's had a bad accident from not wearing their seatbelt? In children, the risk of fatal injury is reduced by 71% while wearing a seatbelt. So simply buckling up your child with a seatbelt, simply like this, can save your child by 71%, which only leaves 29% chance that something bad would happen, which is a great thing. So it reduces by 71% serious injuries. So buckle up. The NHTSA estimates from 1975 to 2006, seatbelts have saved the lives of 226,567 people. And also, at least 98 of the 176 16 to 19-year-olds killed on the state roads in Minnesota in 2004, 6 were not belted, and the belt use was unknown in 14 of those cases. Wearing seatbelts will reduce injuries and save lives. It can also save millions of dollars for American businesses. In 1984, car crashes left about 4,200 workers with lost jobs. It also affects a loss of productivity, insurance, and medical costs to those individuals that do not wear their seatbelts. So as you can see, it's really expensive not to wear your seatbelt. A safety feature designed to keep your body inside your vehicle explains what a seatbelt does for you. The reason most accidents with people who have not worn their seatbelts are much more serious is simply because of the brutal realization that their bodies are thrown from the vehicle with great force. Seatbelts hold your body in place, keeping it from plunging outside the car, onto the road, into a terrain, and so on. Seatbelts are lifesavers. Unfortunately, my Uncle Tony didn't wear his seatbelt that night. His wreck occurred. Officials stated that night if he would have been wearing his seatbelt, he would have only suffered minor injuries. Instead, he didn't walk away from the scene. He was airlifted. After being in a coma for 3+ months, he opened his eyes. He lives today by the grace of God. And I know if he were here today, he would beg you to wear your seatbelts consistently. And also, I want to state this. My uncle, the only reason he woke up from that coma was because of the grace of God. And I truly believe God healed him that day and brought him out of the coma after our preacher went up and prayed over his body. And I just want to state that man, if he would have been wearing a seatbelt, but at the same time, God used it for His glory. But the definition and purpose of a seatbelt: to ensure the occupant with efficient effort, if any, in any form of accident, to prevent as much bodily harm as possible is the definition of a seatbelt. So here's the deal. Protect your life when riding an automobile by buckling your seatbelt. Encourage your riders to wear their seatbelts. So today, we have learned how, in a moment's decision not to buckle up, can affect a lifetime. Automobile accidents can cause serious or fatal injuries. And automobile accidents without victims buckled up are more likely to cause serious or fatal injuries as well. So here's the thing. If your life is like mine, you probably have kids, you probably have a wife, you probably have family, you probably have friends. And so, are those people important enough to you to simply take the precaution, buckle up? Because if you did not have your life to live and you had serious injuries, how would it affect your family? We all say it'll never happen to us, never happen to me. Before you say that to yourselves, think of my uncle, a young man with a full life ahead of him, overcome with injuries that could have been prevented if he would have realized it could happen to me. Do you cherish your life enough to buckle up today and save a life, save your family a lot of injuries and a lot of heartache that could come from not buckling up?